What's up? Happy Aliens Day, guys. For those of you that don't know, today's April 26th, and that means it's the 4th month and 26th day. Aliens takes place on LV-426, so that's why today is Aliens Day. I didn't invent this holiday myself. This is a corporation did this. Big franchise Aliens. Anyway, so today's a special day for Aliens fans. Try to make sure you do something Aliens-ish today. Maybe watch at least one of the movies, or play Alien Isolation if you have a PlayStation 4. Alien Isolation was just on sale, so if you missed it, you could have got the game for like $11.99 or something. It was a really good price. It's definitely worth the full $60 though. But I'm pretty sure that game's probably like $20-$30 normally, and if you haven't picked it up, totally pick it up. I know you're gonna be like, well, maybe I don't like scary games and it's hard to subject myself to that. I get it. I had a really hard time playing that game myself, but it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it if you're an Aliens fan. So maybe you're gonna do something like that, or I guess at the very least, I don't know, pour a bunch of milk in your mouth and just like puke it all up and collapse in your living room or something. Do something Aliens-ish today. So today's a special day, and there's lots of special things being released. Like there is some replicas of Ripley's shoes from Aliens, which were kind of like high tops, but then like extra high tops, because it looked like here's a regular shoe, and then they added on like just like a little bit extra shoe for insurance. But what I did get are more Minimates. If you saw my last review on the Ripley Power Loader Minimates thing, you know that I'm really into Minimates now. I'm into Minimates so much I want to buy Minimates of characters I don't even know who the hell they are. I just want it because it's like, oh man, look at the accessories on this chick. That sounded more sexual than I meant it to. But what I'm getting at is you can mix and match parts, and I just like Minimates. So I found these Aliens ones. I don't know if these are Toys R Us exclusive. Though on the back they say Aliens TRU, as if like that's like its specific like shelf code or some sort of thing back here that would make me assume these are only going to be at Toys R Us. Although in today's world, I don't know if exclusive really means anything. I mean, even when something's like, yeah, you can only get this at San Diego Comic-Con, it's like, well, go to hell, because I'm not going to San Diego, so now what? You just order it on Amazon. So I'm pretty sure you could probably just order these, but if you're in the market, Toys R Us might be where you want to go and look first. These are pretty good. It is a character and a xenomorph, and this is Apone and a glowing xenomorph, which I feel like they're just kind of running out of xenos to make. They're hitting that wall that Kenner did, where they're like, oh, we're out of just regular ass xenomorphs. What do? We gotta make up some bullshit ones. It's like, King Crab xenomorph. So, oh, that's good. Animal bull xenomorph. Like, just bat xenomorph, praying mantis xenomorph. So, somewhere it's at some point in the office, it just became like a contest for like the goofiest ass xenomorph someone could come up with. But yeah, so I don't know. Glowing xenomorph, whatever, I'll take it because it's Apone and he's a badass. And then Drake and an extra damaged alien, so I guess more damage than usual. Either way, they're only $7.50 each, so the two of these only came out to about $16. I think that's pretty good if you were to get the Ripley Power Loader 2-pack, or the Xenomorph Queen 2-pack that comes with the ripped in half Bishop. Those are $20, and while I thought that was totally fine, I didn't feel ripped off or anything. I thought they were worth their $20. These, I feel like, you're getting way more bang for your buck here, because you get pretty much the exact amount of like the same kind of contents of xenomorph and a character plus some accessories that you did with like the power loader. So if anything, Diamond Select or whoever it is that makes these, I think Diamond Select, I guess they decided that the power loader is worth an extra $12 so that they could charge $20 for that thing. But for $7.50, this is really good. I mean, I don't think these were on sale or anything. I didn't see like a sale sticker, so I think that's just their basic price. Pretty good. Now these aren't the only ones. On the back you can see there's a Ripley with it's like from the beginning of the film where she's still wearing like her jumpsuit or her coveralls, and I saw it, there's only 2 left. I think maybe that's gonna be the one that's a little harder to come by, but because I already have a Ripley and I feel like the power loader Ripley is just the more iconic Ripley, I didn't feel the need to get this one. Though if you were going to get this one, she comes with her flamethrower, and I kind of wanted to think, well, maybe I should get it just for that, because you know, Ripley and flamethrowers, that's sort of her thing. But I don't know, I don't really have the money to just do that, you know, to throw down like another $7.50. There's other things I need to spend money on, like, you know, food to not die. So I chose life. I know it's poor decision maker me, but Drake, he comes with a flamethrower. Now his is more of a military green or whatever, but I actually think it looks cooler than the standard kind of flamethrower that Ripley came with. So I felt like it was okay to pass up on that Ripley. But then again, there's something that happens with the Minimates, is that they come with more accessories than you think they do. That's always kind of covered up by the packaging here. And like if you look here, what is that? What's that in the corner? I think it's an extra head, which is funny because when I saw that they made Drake, I was like, oh wow, they're not gonna go for like a, you know, like Hicks or, you know, like Apone and Hicks be first or something. Really, they're gonna start off with Drake? And then I was like, but who would want normal Drake? Like, wouldn't you want good old melty face Drake? You know, where like just half his face looks like one of Deadpool's ass cheeks. Like that's the Drake you want, right? So I was a little kind of disappointed. And then I was like, I don't know, no melty face. Maybe I can take him outside with a magnifying glass and kind of custom him up a little bit. But then I noticed that when I got home, and I was like, oh my god, that has to be another head. That has to be a melty face head. What else could that be? So I'm hoping that's what it is. In which case, way to go, Minimates. They really, you know, they get all their bases covered. So let's take a look here. Private Drake. Mark Drake is one of 2 Bravo team members using the M56 Smart Gun, a portable high-powered machine gun unit. Ordered to deactivate his weapon near the reactor, Drake's disobedience likely saves lives. And he comes with the extra damaged alien. Actually, you know what? I've seen aliens like over and over and over again. Today's like the first day that I'm learning that Drake's first name was Mark. But with the extra damaged alien, in addition to their ferocious teeth and claws, xenomorphs have a backup defense mechanism. Their acid blood. If one is injured, whoever injured it is liable to be seriously injured by the spray, which is of course what happened to Drake. Although it wasn't his fault, it was Vasquez shot a xenomorph, and then, man, that xenomorph popped like a balloon, and I can't even imagine the amount of pain Drake goes through in that particular scene. That seemed kind of horrible. Anyways, so there's that, and then there's Sergeant Apone. Gunnery Sergeant Al Apone is the leader of Bravo team and gets along with those under his command. He gets along with those under his command? They didn't seem like really buddy-buddy to me, but I don't know. Anyways, he questions Lieutenant Gorman's order not to use heavy weapons inside the hive, but ultimately follows it. That turns out to not be such a good idea. But I mean, I suppose if they didn't do that, they could have shot the crap out of a lot of stuff and maybe caused a really huge explosion, I guess. So maybe it could have ended up a lot worse. But I don't know. He comes with the glowing alien. Even when using night vision, a dormant xenomorph's jet black coloration and rigidly structured physiology can be highly difficult to spot against both organic and industrial environments, especially if like every damn wall you build in your settlement just has a bunch of tubes and pipes all over the damn place. But yeah, so I guess maybe that's what this is supposed to be. It's not really like a special breed of glowing xenos, but just more like this is what a xenomorph would look like if you were looking at it, you know, like in some sort of sex tape, night vision, whatever. So I guess that's what they were going for. I don't remember any scenes where you're looking at xenomorphs all bright green, although I guess you could pretend that if you've seen the Aliens vs. Predator movie, the Predator does look around for Xenos, and they do. I'm pretty sure that in the Predator vision, Xenos are lit up as just being like a solid green color. So maybe you could use that for that, something like that. I don't know. I need to get some Minimates Predator stuff, and I need to do that soon. But yeah. Anyways, so let's open these up. A, so that the whole purpose of this video can be fulfilled, and then B, so that I don't feel like I wasted my money, because I'm really excited. So let's do it. So starting with Apone, he comes with an extra hat. It's pretty nice. They got some detail on there, you know. And then you just slam it into his head and just impale him with that peg, piercing the brain. There you go. But again, nice detail. That's the thing with Minimates. There's more detail on them than you think they would for something of their size, scale, and price. You think you'd be getting a lot less, and I really feel like they kind of, you know, maybe go a little above and beyond by giving you a lot more. Case in point, check out this cute as shit little pulse rifle. Look at that. It's so tiny, but again, the detail is fantastic. I mean, it's like it's dead on perfect. So I don't know. I don't think there's much cuter things out there than this little itty bitty adorable pulse rifle. And then he also comes with a chest burster, and again, more detail. All the ridges of the body, the tiny little teeth. I mean, yeah, it's all just one solid color, sure, but again, pretty good. It's got a little peg hole there on the off chance this thing couldn't balance on its own. I feel like that's a little unnecessary, but it's there. But yeah, I mean, other than looking like E.T.'s penis, this thing is pretty fantastic. And Drake comes with one as well, so if you get both, you can have two. And then Apone comes with an egg. This is just your regular Xeno egg. It's closed. Just kind of looks like a big artichoke or something like that. And then Drake comes with the open one. Either that or it's vice versa. Either Apone came with the open one, Drake came with the closed one. I think Drake came with the open one, and it's filled with cabbage, as they tend to be. And if you bought the other 2 packs, or the Ripley Power Loader pack, she came with 3 eggs, so I'm getting a nice little collection of eggs now. And then we have something a little more unique to Drake. He does in fact come with an extra head that has his melty face. Look at that. Look at how horrible / beautiful that is. Half his face is becoming an oatmeal cookie. You can see the pain and anguish on his face. I really like this kind of comic book look that the faces have. So fantastic job. I'm really glad he comes with this. But as cool as this isn't my favorite accessory. My favorite accessory is this flamethrower. Again, lots of little detail for such a tiny little toy. Real nice, but it comes with this flame, and it's beautiful. Look at that. It's this nice translucent kind of amber colored piece of plastic. Looks really good the way it catches the light. And all you do, you just insert it like that, get in there. And there you go, Flamethrower. I think that is awesome. So that's pretty cool. And then Drake, of course, comes with his smart gun. And again, lots of detail on there for such a tiny little toy, just a little accessory, and look at all of that sculpting. Really nice, and it's got this kind of, I mean, it's painted black, but it's kind of like a shiny black, so it does look, you know, a lot more like metal. And then it comes with this piece, if you're unfamiliar with Minimates, like everything comes in pieces, but there's a little hole right there, and so that goes in there. There's another little peg, and there's another little hole on the side of Drake's body, so you would plug that in so that he can go ahead and have it. I don't think it's possible with the Minimates articulation to get him holding a smart gun like the way that he properly should. The articulation is just not going to support that. So he's just going to have to like one-hand it like a tough guy, but still really, really cool. Okay, for articulation, all Minimates basically have the exact same articulation, so I'm just going to go ahead and use Apone here. He's got a hinge at the elbow and a ball joint at the shoulder. His armor kind of gets in the way a bit, but you know, you'd move his arm the way you'd expect. His wrists also have a swivel. And he can turn his, whoops, gonna just take off the helmet there. And of course you can turn his head, and he can look a little bit down. He can look a little bit up. I wish he could look more up, so you know he was like looking for Xenos, but I guess if you just make him tilt his legs back, you can get that kind of a pose. And then for his legs, they don't move out a whole lot, but they do move out a little bit. And then they go forward and backwards, but again, his armor really kind of gets in the way of that quite a bit. So you can't do like a full-on like kick in the front door or whatever, but I mean, pretty good. And then a hinge at the knee. And because the feet are always a separate piece, you can usually swivel the feet around, but Apone's got this like these like shin guards here that really kind of prevent that from actually happening. But again, I mean, I don't know how much articulation you expected out of a Minimate, but what you do get is pretty good, because you know, you'd think for something this size you wouldn't have knee joints or elbow joints, and yet you still got them. So pretty good. Maybe he has a waist swivel, but if he does, it's not happening. Not with this armor. But Drake's articulation is pretty much the same. Again, every Minimates, that's pretty much the articulation that they got going on. Okay, then for the Xeno, he's got basically the same articulation with a ball joint at the elbow and a hinge. I mean, a ball joint at the shoulder, and then a ball joint at the elbow. I don't know anatomy, apparently. He's got a swivel at the forearm, and then he can turn his head left and right quite a ways, even though shoulder bits kind of want to get in the way. And he can't really look up whatsoever, but he can kind of look down. No, he looks down a pretty good ways. The tail fell off because that's what happens. The tails are, well, this is a good chance to talk about the tail. It's segmented, so once it plugs in there, you can move it left and right, and then it's got another little segment there so you can turn it. Not the best articulation, I guess, but I mean, again, I'm like, what else were you going to do with this tail? So that's fine. Just going to take them apart now, I guess. Anyway, he can kick forward quite a ways, and then, you know, he's got a hinge at the knee, and if you needed him to, you can bring his leg pretty far back, and he does have a swivel kind of at the calf there. Not bad. You can do some stretches, touch your toes, pretty good. Anyways, and then he's got a waist swivel Anyways, if you are collecting Minimates, yeah, all their pieces come apart. You can mix and match pieces uh, between other Minimates and make like bizarre amalgamations slash abominations. Or you can just keep them as is, you know, whatever tickles your peach. It's up to you. I like the way the paint is done, and I mean, like the sculpting, even while it may be kind of minimal, you know, on some parts, still like the cool little touches, like you know, like the gloves there on Drake, and then the sculpting on the weapons and so on. All of that looks really cool. Something that I just can't get over with these Minimates is like when I collect other figures, you know, like say like Aliens figures from NECA. I really like those figures, but I feel like when I get Minimates, like that makes me feel like being a kid again. Like this feels like just collecting toys. Like once, you know, once something has like it's so highly detailed, it doesn't really feel like a toy anymore. It's more like a statue with articulation, and in no way is that bad. I'm just saying that I with Minimates, it really just feels like I really feel like being a little kid again. Where oh man, I want to get the whole collection. I got to get everybody. I can't wait until I can find everyone else. It's that kind of feeling, and I don't know. I just think that's really cool because it makes it really fun for me anyway to collect Minimates. Now they're not exactly perfect. I mean, again, I guess it's just because of how small they are, but little things like with this flamethrower, Apone can hold it just fine, or I guess either Apone or Drake, they can hold it just fine, but once you attach the actual flame part, it gets really heavy, and that makes it a little harder for him to hold. His arm keeps wanting to go down, and it's like if you know, touch this a little bit, like that kind of stuff happens. Uh, a lot of the looser parts, like the Xeno tails, want to fall off a lot easier than I'd like them to, and you know, part of them being so little, it kind of looks like a little kid wearing a costume. Like the armor just looks so ginormous on him. But I mean, those are tiny little complaints that are just really more of like really silly gripes. Because a lot of the other stuff is really good. All this paint, well, it looks like the Exorcist chick threw up on him, but if you look at his if you look at the stomach, you can see how they couldn't sculpt all the kind of crazy, you know, the way the xenomorph body is. They couldn't sculpt all of those ridges and all that stuff, so they painted them on. So that's really cool. And even with this night vision xenomorph, they did that. Again, with xenomorph, I mean, with Minimates, I think you get a lot more than you think you're getting. And you know, like these two, there you go. That was $750. That was another $750. And for the accessories that they came with, you know, just the how much they got right in terms of the characters and what articulation they have, all this stuff, they're totally worth it. And I think they're really kind of cool. You know, like to have around the desk and stuff like that. I've just been kind of putting them around the TV. And so I'm really happy with them. If you are going to Toys R Us anytime soon, maybe look through the Minimates. They make Minimates for just about everything from, you know, Marvel stuff to X-Files and so on. So there's a lot out there if there's maybe a different franchise that you like. But of course, I'm really into these Aliens ones. So I think they're really cool. I just like the Ripley Power Loader thing. I recommend that if we actually get her. So here's a bit of a size comparison with Ripley and her Power Loader. She's definitely bigger. She's not exactly towering over them or anything, but I mean she is she does stand at least like a head or so over the other figures. Putting them all together like this, it really makes me want the other characters, so I really can't wait till I can get my hands on Vasquez and Hicks. Well, those two especially. I mean, everybody. The thing with Minimates is since they don't have to pay for actors' likenesses, again, I feel like we should get every single character, whereas like NECA, they have to get the actors' permission, and if they can't get it for whatever reason, then it's like we'll never see that character, I guess. So here's hoping that they eventually make everybody. I would like even the other Marines, that even if they weren't in the film for very long, since they all get kind of wiped out once they go into the hive, even those figures, I would like to just have all the Marines. That would be really, really awesome. But anyways, regardless, I'm really happy with these two that I picked up today. And I hope if you start collecting Minimates, or if you already collect Minimates and you're trying to get your hands on these and you do, I hope that you are satisfied with them as much as I am. And I hope you have a happy Aliens Day.